Hello everybody and welcome back to your second stimulus check update and second stimulus package update for November 21st. Now Fox 8 reports that if you still have not received your first $1,200 stimulus check, you have until Saturday, today, to claim it. The IRS commissioner testified before Congress on Friday and urged Americans to register online before Saturday afternoon. An IRS spokesman said, "Tomorrow is the deadline, 3 p.m. Eastern Time." The IRS said that nearly 9 million Americans did not claim their checks and may not know they're eligible. So for all of you that are watching this right now, if you have not received your first stimulus payment, then be sure to register on the IRS website. CNBC also reports that Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell have agreed to resume negotiations over a new potential relief bill. In regards to unemployment, continuing claims fell by 429,000 to 6.37 million, a fresh pandemic-era low. The total of those receiving benefits declined by more than 800,000, but remains extremely elevated according to CNBC. Now with all of this breaking news, when exactly will we get our second stimulus check? To find out, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notifications bell. That way you will never miss all of the newest and most up-to-date, reliable stimulus check information. Now if you think that Congress should pass a second stimulus check before Christmas, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi held a press conference yesterday. Now let's hear what she had to say about the current election and our second stimulus payment.
We are in a full-blown economic and health catastrophe, and it's amazing to see the patience the GOP has. The Republicans just brushed it off. This too shall pass. Several months ago, we all watched the murder of George Floyd have used can undertake making this vaccine more available because we're going to need. Curious to see how they are trying to impede progress. And another misguided act of irresponsibility, Secretary Mnuchin has said he would end many critical emergency lending initiatives at the end of the year. Now why would they do that? The Fed would prefer the full suite of emergency facilities established during the coronavirus pandemic continue to serve their important role as a backdrop for our still strained and vulnerable economy.
Business Insider also reports that Speaker Pelosi has called Trump a psychopathic nut as the president continues to try to overturn the election results. By the way, what do you think of Speaker Pelosi? Is she really trying to help the American people, or is she also playing political games over in Congress? Newsweek also reports that economists have warned that a stimulus package is needed this year. An open letter signed by leading economic thinkers insists that a further stimulus package is needed this year, suggesting measures outlined in the CARES Act are still needed amid continued turmoil posed by the pandemic. Fiscal support for state and local governments, as well as support for K-12 schools to allow them to open safely, is also endorsed, while backing for small businesses is highlighted as a necessity. The Economist wrote in a letter, amidst the resurgence in COVID-19 caseloads and continuing economic devastation from the pandemic, we urge Congress to enact legislation that focuses on the core measures necessary to provide additional fiscal relief as quickly as possible, and no later than the end of this calendar year. Now, I personally believe that a second stimulus check should be passed before Christmas. The American people have not received a second stimulus payment since back in March. That was 8 months ago. That is despite the countless of promises that our politicians like Steve Mnuchin, President Trump, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, all of them have promised us that a stimulus bill would be approved. And now with COVID cases up on the rise, and with many of the CARES Act benefits coming to an end, every politician in Congress must pass a second stimulus check. My message to our American government is to pass the second stimulus check now. This bill is long overdue. It should have been passed months ago. So Congress, please pass the stimulus. If you agree with my message, then leave a comment down below saying I agree. Newsweek also reports that Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan has accused Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of holding the whole nation hostage over a further stimulus package, as she called for more relief to be signed off. Democrat figureheads have called for McConnell to negotiate further to facilitate a bipartisan deal, with plans thus far having failed to garner enough cross-party support to make their way through both the House and the Senate. McConnell has looked to shift the blame for this to Democrats who have rejected slimmed-down deals, though they have criticized his lack of compromise. Mitch McConnell knows that the American people, the hard-working American people, need help. They need a second stimulus payment. So why on earth would Mitch McConnell try to pass a stimulus bill without stimulus checks? It is ridiculous. Everybody tell me in the comments down below, do you think that Mitch McConnell is doing a good job in handling our second stimulus payment? Though there has been support for a stimulus of some kind from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, demands from each side have led to an impasse. A Democrat-led package, the $3.4 trillion HEROES Act, passed the House of Representatives in May. An updated version, making a reduction on top-line spend to $2.2 trillion, also passed in October. These plans have been met with pushback from the GOP-controlled Senate, with Republican leadership in the upper chamber pushing for less spend. Remember folks, that the Democrats want to pass a bigger stimulus package, somewhere along the $2 trillion line, while the Republican Party want nothing more than a $500 billion stimulus bill. Everybody tell me in the comments down below, which party is to blame for holding back our stimulus payment? The Democrats or the Republicans? If you think it is the Democrats, leave a comment saying Democrats. If you think it's the Republican Party holding back our stimulus check, then leave a comment down below saying Republicans. Now for the unemployment news. CNBC reports the total of those receiving benefits, unemployment benefits that is, declined by more than 800,000. CNBC reports that the migration of workers from the normal benefits to the government's pandemic unemployment assistance program also continued. Claims for the PUA program increased by 23,000 to 320,000, while the PUA emergency assistance program, data for which runs 2 weeks behind, increased by 230,000 to 4.38 million. The total of those receiving benefits, which runs 2 weeks behind, fell by 841,000 to 20 million, compared with 1.48 million a year ago. Now remember folks, these are just estimates. With that being said everybody, that is all the news in regards to our second stimulus check and current unemployment benefits. If you found this video useful, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell. Remember that on this channel, I always provide you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check information, so be sure to subscribe. And let's get this video to 1,000 likes if you think that Congress should pass a second stimulus check before Christmas. Thank you so much for watching everybody, and until next time, have a great day.